Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about something interesting. Today we're going to talk about how you hear all the time that the skilled trades are safe. There's a shortage of skilled tradesmen all over the marketplace. But we're going to talk about what no one talks about is how do you get skills and experience when all these companies that are hiring require experience. We're going to talk about it. I'm a handyman. I have a lot of experience. My business has been about almost 4 years old now. Don't quote me on that. I think it's about 4 years old. But right out of high school, I was fortunate to get a maintenance job. And I worked in hotels, I worked in resorts, I've worked in commercial buildings, I've worked everywhere. So how I would recommend someone, like if a young person just out of high school is like, hey, I want to get in the trades, I don't have any connections, I don't know any contractors, I have no experience, right? I would tell them to look for a utility position. I would tell them to look at apartments. I would tell them to look for a utility position in hotels and apartments. And what's that's going to do? That's a base starting. When I used to run engineering or maintenance departments at hotels and resorts, the utility position would be working basic skills. I could teach them in a week the basics, and if they had any questions, they could call me or another engineer on duty, and we can kind of teach them, expand their knowledge. But in a small amount of time, you're going to learn basic carpet repair, basic plumbing. That means your toilets, your faucets, your showers. You're going to learn how to grout, you're going to learn how to caulk, you're going to learn how to polish furniture, how to fix furniture, how to do wood touch-up. I think we mentioned wallpaper, you know, small drywall repair. You're going to learn the basics. You're about changing light bulbs, how a switch works, using some hotels, some resorts, you're going to do the carpet shampooing. And we're going to get you doing 5 to 7 rooms a day, ideally. That's how many rooms I want you to do a day. 5 to 7. Eventually, depending on where you're at on your quarterly maintenance, you're going to be repainting those rooms too, which is great experience, learn how to cut in. The other good thing why I prefer the hotels as your #1 choice is because the larger brand hotels, not all of them obviously, but majority of them have a system in place. It's cookie cutter. So you have a regional director that reports down to the district, to the chief engineers, however they're structured, and you're gonna follow a system. The departments are gonna be graded on that system. So hotels are beautiful for you to learn how to work with that. Everything's structured, how your tool cart needs to be, how for you to be most efficient with your materials, how to be most efficient with your time. It's a great place to learn, to move on. Now, another reason I like the hotels for you when you're starting off in your utility position is you're gonna rub elbows with a lot of people.
In about 13 miles,
coworkers,
take exit 17 onto Maury Avenue towards Central Fremont.
You're gonna rub elbows with your coworkers, and you're gonna have a lot of great experiences with them. You're gonna make great friends. You're gonna rub elbows with your coworkers, obviously. They're gonna move on to other places. And then you work good, had a good attitude, there might be a position for you, right? But also you're gonna rub elbows with a lot of vendors. You're gonna have electricians, HVAC vendors, plumbers, low voltage guys, fire alarm system companies, elevator companies. Rub elbows with them, get to know them, be helpful. The HVAC guys, if they're bringing their tools and nitrogen bottles, offer to help them out. Have the areas cleared, ceiling tiles removed. If they're working on racks up in the drop ceiling, have lighting up there ready to go for them. Just be like, hey man, I just wanted to help you out. I know how hard you gotta schlep everything in from the garage. Just thought I'd help you out. My name's X, nice to meet you. Get to talking. Don't have the attitude of what you can do for me. What can you do for others? Build your network on helping each other. Just like how YouTube works, provide more value than you're receiving or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. And that's really where I like hotels, because you're gonna rub elbows with a lot of different people, a lot of vendors, a lot of different trades, and you're gonna get inside information on where are the best companies to work for, what to expect in terms of pay, what experience do you really need, and more importantly, over time, they could be a referral to get you where you wanna be and get you into those companies. All right, the next option, the first option is what I recommend the most. The second, these aren't in order. These are just what comes to mind as I'm driving here. Apartments. You can do maintenance in apartments. If I would do it myself, I would go for like the bigger, higher end apartment complexes, or like I don't know if it's branding, but the large managed portfolios, because those are going to be built on systems as well. I do work in a lot of apartment complexes. I supplement their maintenance team. Supplement's the right word. Well, I assist the maintenance team when they got a lot of stuff they can't take care of. I come in and I assist with the work orders. And it's not that you're not going to learn things. You could learn a lot of bad habits. For example, I go and fix a lot of toilets where they don't remove the wax seal. They just put new wax on the wax seal, and they think that's okay. That's a bad habit. You don't want to do that. You want to fix things the right way. There's a lot of things with doors. I can go into details. Apartments, you are going to get a lot of experience. The turnovers, you're going to learn carpet, painting, the same stuff you learn in hotels, but it's a little bit of a different environment. I don't think the customer service you're going to get in apartments is going to be at the quality level you get in hospitality. In hospitality, you're going to get a lot of detailed trainings on the dangers of groupthink in a business. There's a lot of good things hotels do where it's just not drone training where you just zombie out and just hit yes, 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 whatever, I passed the test. A lot of value in hotels. That's why I recommend you do the hotels. But apartments, you're going to learn, let's get back to apartments. What you're going to learn is you probably have an opportunity to get your CPO, your certified pool operator, so you can learn how to balance pool chemicals, clean different types of filters, DE, sand. There's a bunch of different types of filters now, I imagine, that you can learn to work on. So that's a good skill. You could just start your own pool company or something like that, or work for a pool company. You're going to learn sheetrock. I know some apartments, they have more of the construction and then the maintenance separated, so you could do good in the maintenance, get the hand skills, the skills you need, and you can move on to the construction side, doing more stucco repairs, the larger sheetrock jobs, renovations and stuff like that for the apartments, which is great. And then you will rub elbows with vendors, I imagine, in apartments, but it's going to be a little bit different than hotels. I haven't done much work outside of my business in apartments, so please, if you do apartment maintenance, feel free to drop comments and let us know what's the best way to get into apartments and things that I might have left out that people can learn. Oh, another thing in apartments you'll get a lot of experience is changing out appliances. I don't think hotels outside of the long-term stays are gonna have that many appliances, but I know in apartments you're gonna be changing out stovetops, refrigerators, water heaters. That's gonna be a good experience. In hotels, you're gonna be working on bigger equipment. Once you start getting promoted, your water heaters, larger water heaters, boilers, chillers, cooling towers, plate and frame, air handler units. Compared to apartments, there's gonna be appliances could be a great way to get into apartments and learn about appliances as well.